Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit cprfirm.com, that's colemanprfirm.com, and millionairex.ai. Then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
Hey, baby, if you're tired of watered down news that don't speak to us, then it's time you download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it right now on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Stay informed, stay empowered, and support media that speaks truth from our perspective. Now, here's Brother Phil with today's message.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Oh, let me go back here. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. So tonight, we have a video, and, you know, a lot of people say about, you know, unity, right? Why in division? And it's like your doctor. If your doctor don't find out what the problems are and don't diagnose the problem, then he cannot fix your issues. Anybody that have maybe some financial trouble, sometimes it takes a financial expert, maybe a tax person or something to find out what's going on, why you keep, you know, bleeding money, why you end up broke in the same situation. So they diagnose what the problem is, and then once they diagnose the problem, you can make corrective action to fix your situation. Same thing with us here as, you know, black people, Africans, Caribbeans, etc. So Black Americans have delineated, and a lot of people have laid accusation about division. So we're going to get to what actually led to delineation and just really have that conversation about my favorite topic, the failed tribalism. So make sure you stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everything going well for you. I know some people may be traveling next week. Next week's the Christmas holiday. I know it's pretty big, definitely in the African continent. They really celebrate Christmas. They go hardcore with Christmas. I want to do Christmas over there one year, just to see how it goes. But we'll get there. We definitely will get there. Make sure also you download the ADNC app, African Diaspora News Channel app, in the Google Play and Apple App Store. We thank everybody who has been rocking with us all year. Like I say, we're still in our upgrade process and things like that. So we're going to be delivering that to you here in a few months. And I think you're really going to enjoy that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the trip to Brazil. Like I said, we'll put the pinned comment of that after this stream. If you'd like to go with us to Brazil, October 30th through November the 8th, come to Brazil. It'll be a Black Brazil trip, and you can get to see and unify and talk with your brothers and sisters in Brazil. So make sure you sign up for that. That's very important. You got so far 30 spots left. So jump on the ASAP, make a deposit, then do your payments and go on from there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hold on. It's a hello, Phil. I like your channel. You're the best. I turned 70 years old December 14th. Oh, well, Miss Sandra, thank you for watching and happy birthday. Let me give you a hand clap for your birthday. Happy birthday, and may the Lord bless you. It's good to see that age of 70, and I tell you, Lord bless. I want to make it there, no different than Moses. I want to be in my right mind, see on my own, hear on my own, talk on my own, and walk on my own. I don't want no assistance from nobody, and that's always a blessing when you're at that age and you don't need that kind of assistance from nobody, right? All right. So let's go ahead on and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just learn something. That's what we do here. We're here to learn, but there's a purpose of our learning. I don't never want to just do a stream and we don't learn about nothing. We don't have a conversation. We got to learn something. And the basis and the meat of what I do is we have to talk about the things that's causing issues and problems to eradicate them, because it's not good to deal with certain issues not talking about it and even talking about what's failing, right? All right. So we got Exhibit A coming up on the screen. And I want to, let's see here. All right, cool. So there's this video that came through, and I say, you know what, let's analyze this video. Let's analyze it. And then you can understand why delineation happened. And then we need to get to really what it is and why this even keep going on. But let's go. Some of you may have seen this video, but we're going to take our time with it for a reason. Let's go.
Telling me you stealing from the airport.
I'm not stealing, I'm buying paint. That's what I told you. What do you
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Black folks always stealing something.
I'm not black folks, I'm African.
That's the same thing, you black.
Not the same thing, we're different than you guys.
Look at your hand.
No, we're different than you guys from here.
How are you different from me?
Oh yeah, we're different.
How?
We don't do the same thing.
What you mean? So you better?
I'm not saying we better, but we do different stuff.
Like what? Give me an example.
Do different stuff. We African, we do different stuff.
Give me an example. Listen. Like y'all eat rabbits and we eat pigs?
Yeah, hold on. When Obama win, I see the black folks here started dancing. You know what I told them? I said, no, it's not your win. It's African who win. Believe me. And you better.
Oh, so Obama, you celebrated too?
Of course, Obama is African.
So why they can't celebrate?
Did Jesse Jackson win? He never going to be able to win. Jesse Jackson, did he win?
You said.
Did he win?
Hold up. You said we was dancing when Obama won.
Listen, y'all don't act right. Let me clear.
Oh, okay. Then you do.
No, that's what Obama win. This doesn't win. Because
so you say the African Americans in America don't act right?
No.
And you do?
We do. That's what Obama over there.
You racist.
I'm not. I like y'all, but you know what? That's the reality I'm telling you.
You're racist. You just like the white people.
No, I'm not white. I'm African.
No, you're like the white people.
No, I'm African. I'm African. You hear me?
So wait, you won't go get a diamond chain and wear around your neck?
Oh, wait. No, I ain't gonna wear. I'm never gonna show my underwear. Do you see me dress up?
Let me see.
All right. So let me go ahead on and get started back up. Before I say anything else, an African cannot be racist toward a Black American. A Caribbean can't be racist. Anybody that has a, African descent, Black, whatever, cannot be racist. They can be bigoted. They can be prejudiced, but they can't be quote unquote racist. Okay. So let's not use that term. They can be a bootlick. They can be a shine. They can be a sellout. They can be all of that, but they cannot be racist. All right. All right. So let's pick this up and let's take our time with it like always, because he said some interesting things I really want to home in on.
Telling me you stealing from the airport.
I'm not stealing. I'm buying paint. That's what I told you. What do you
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Black folks always stealing something. I'm not black folks. I'm African.
Well, now, before we even get into him, why would you tell this man some sort of stereotype? No, Black folks are not always stealing something. I don't go nowhere stealing something. Most Black people I know don't steal. They work every day. So I don't know what Black people you've been around, brother, but most of us do not steal. I just want to make sure to put that up front. Don't be sitting up here acting like a walking stereotype or saying stupid things that you heard white supremacists say, right? Because where that come from? Oh, Black people always steal. No. People that is in some criminality, they steal. But really, you got people in the bank that's stealing every day. The government is stealing too. So there's a lot of people stealing. So don't put that on Black people now. Don't do that now. That's one thing I don't like.
Yeah, that's the same thing, you Black.
Not the same thing. We're different than you guys.
Look at your hand.
No, we're different than you guys from here.
How are you different from me?
Oh yeah, we different.
How?
We don't do the same thing.
What you mean? So you better?
I'm not saying we better, but we do different stuff.
Like what? Give me an example.
We do different stuff. We African, we do different stuff.
Give me an example. Listen. Like y'all eat rabbits and we eat pigs?
Yeah, hold on. When Obama win, I see the Black folks here started dancing. You know what I told them? I said, no, it's not your win. It's Africa who win. Believe me. And you better.
Oh, so Obama, you celebrated too?
Of course, Obama is African.
So why they can't?
Now, that part right there is very important, what he just said. He said that Obama was a win for Africa, but in the end, it became a nightmare for Africa, and I get there too. But you're right. I mean, he came from a Kenyan father. He's right. He is half African. He had a white mother, but Barack Obama is not a descendant of freedmen. He's not. He's not Black American, Solon. He's not FBA. He's not any of that. And that showed during his presidency. That's why he talks the way he talked down to Black men. And Black people, wagging his finger like he think he's better or something. Why you think a lot of people in the end didn't really fool with Obama like that? Now Michelle, yes, Michelle Obama, yes, she's part of our lineage, but he decided, and I can't even say the African side, because his biggest issue I saw in his presidency is that he's trying to appease to his white side. And it's like, he was almost like, what's that term? The tragic mulatto. That's how he was acting. Because the same power Donald Trump had when he came in office, the same power he had, right? And he let these white men talk to him any kind of way when he was president. He didn't really push back or nothing like that. Mitch McConnell was telling him all kind of things. Mitch McConnell was acting straight racist with him. And he still didn't just snap and like, you know what? Man, the hell with this. And go in on him. Especially his second term. Because your second term, you ain't got to worry about getting voted back in at that point. He should have went like this scorched earth on all of them. He didn't do it. Every time I looked up, he was trying to appease them, acting like I'm a good one in that position. And that used to upset me. But when Black people say, yeah, he the president, of Black America. Oh, no. I'm the president of everybody. Like every time he had something to say, he always was trying to like, ooh, I want to tiptoe around the folks. What's the point of being president if I can't talk the way I want to talk? I might well not be that. Stay in the position that I was in, right? Now, if you want to talk about what Barack Obama did in the continent of Africa, let's talk about what he did not do. You say he's African, right? Okay, cool. And that's true. He acted like an African leader too. Say, well, Phil, what do you mean by he acted like an African leader? He didn't do nothing to help Africans. Let me start with number one. He did not take the sanctions off of Zimbabwe. The whole 8 years he was in, he did not take the sanctions off of Zimbabwe at all. Zimbabwe, suffered the whole 8 years with their economy, and Barack Obama could have easily took the sanctions off of Zimbabwe. So when you have the brothers and sisters talk in South Africa talking about why all the Zimbabweans keep coming over here, and I told you it's because of those sanctions that's on Zimbabwe. And whatever America do, the EU is going to follow. So if Obama would have took the sanctions off and said, hey, man, all right, that's enough of that. You know, this country don't need to be treated like this anymore. EU, you need to do the same thing. They wouldn't be under sanction. You can't expect Trump to do it. You can't expect that. He kept extending the sanctions on Zimbabwe. He did not help Africans at all. Let's get to number two. With Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. They kept asking Obama, what should we do? Hey, let us know. Hillary Clinton, hey, let's go get him. But we waiting on Obama. You got to give the green light and we'll do it. Muammar Gaddafi didn't never want to deal with the United States of America. Never. The only time he wanted to deal with America was when Barack Obama got into office, and Muammar Gaddafi at that time said, he is a son of Africa. I want to talk to him. I want to work with them now because they have a son of Africa in there, right? And so Muammar Gaddafi reached out and wanted to break bread, and he did talk with Obama. What did Obama do to him at the end of the day? He sided with white supremacy. Why? Because how dare that Muammar Gaddafi was trying to unify the African continent to have their own currency. That's really what it was about. It was the currency. Muammar Gaddafi wanted all the African continent to have one currency, a gold dinar. He wanted 3 central banks. He wanted one in Tripoli. I know that. I think he wanted one, in the southern part, I think in the central part of the continent of Africa. And at that time period in Libya, Libyans was getting free stuff, free education. Nobody was fleeing Libya at the time when Gaddafi was in there. And just because the Gaddafi wanted a central currency, Gaddafi was making a deal with the Chinese so they can go launch their own telecommunication satellite at that time period and say, look, instead of us paying the West $500 million a year to use their satellites, let's get with the Chinese and go launch our own. And that way we don't even have to deal with the Western world no more. So he was going to cut their money off, and he was basically going to turn their water off. That's what Gaddafi was really trying to do. And he was unifying with a lot of African leaders. And all the African leaders that unified with Gaddafi, all of them dead. They're all dead. Or maybe some escaped and they ran out of power, but they didn't get to stay in power. This was going on during Barack Obama, not Donald Trump. And even Obama admitted that his greatest mistake was Muammar Gaddafi. He admitted that. Now, did he help out Kenya, give him a 5-year visa? Yeah, he did that. Did he give some aid and things like that, a little bit more to Kenya? He did. But outside of that, he did not help out the continent of Africa. What if in a different timeline, the multiverse, right? What if in a different timeline that Barack Obama actually stood on business? What if in a different timeline that he actually took off the sanctions? What if he would actually help Muammar Gaddafi make the African continent more self-sufficient? Where would it be today? It probably wouldn't be a bunch of fleeing going on. Obama didn't do anything to help out the African continent from people fleeing all over the place. He didn't do that. Matter of fact, look it up. Barack Obama was the one that allowed immigrants to come into this country that has HIV status. Prior to that, you couldn't come to this country as an immigrant with HIV. Obama dropped that, and they can start coming in. So, and I'm just talking about the African continent when I say that. I'm just saying in general, right? Why would you do that? Now, did Obama deport more people than anybody else? Yes. He did it quietly, though. He wasn't messy with it. But yes, he deported more people than Trump even deported the first time around. Trump just too loud and messy and wrong, and Obama did it very quietly, how he deported people. So what did Obama screwed over the African continent. No different than a lot of their leaders over there. So, yeah, you could claim him. Now, y'all remember when Morgan Freeman has said this? Morgan Freeman has said that we have not had our first black president yet. And in the interview, like, what you mean? He said, we've had our first biracial, our first maybe African, but we have not had a black president yet. And they criticized Morgan Freeman for saying that. But at the time, some people say, why? But think about what Morgan Freeman was saying. He's not a descendant of freedmen. And he acted like it. Because let me tell you something about our people. Certain things we just not going to do. A black American would not do to Gaddafi what Obama did. I know we would, because, like, man, you got to go back home to your mama and your daddy and them. And they'd be like, how you gonna be cool with taking the lives of Africans, bro? Like, what you get? Man, you embarrassing us. Like, bro, you did all that. Now we can't go nowhere because of you. Everybody talking about, hey, why your son, why your cousin, why your uncle, whoever, why he did that to them people in Africa? Like how y'all? It would make the family look bad. See, in other cultures, especially in folks' culture, they don't care about certain things. But in our culture, you couldn't go nowhere if you just did some foul things. That's why we know you didn't come from our culture. He didn't. Ain't no way I could get away with doing some foul things and black America don't hold me accountable, whether they in my family or some of y'all. I couldn't get away with nothing like that. Because in our culture, we hold each other accountable by what you do to black folk. And in our culture, we'd have been like, why you let them folks talk to you like that, bruh? Like, man, check that dude. Regulate on that dude. Don't let that dude talk to you like that. Telling you he not going to take a vote to confirm your Supreme Court justice. Well, who he supposed to be? He never wanted to surround himself around the brothers and sisters that's about to be the business like that. He was always careful about everything. He didn't want to offend them. Oh, no, don't make them mad. And to this day, he still act like that. Bro, you got money. You a former president. What you scared of? I don't want money or any kind of power if I got to be scared of another group of people. I don't want it. If I got power and money, they'll shoot. If you can't touch my family, you can't do nothing to me at that point, I'm really my mouth gonna get crazy with you at that point. Not out of turn and out of reason. No. I don't believe just because you get a certain amount of money, you treat people bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're not going to treat me any kind of way. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way because I can take care of myself. I can take care of my family, and nothing you're going to do about it. Right? You can't turn my water off. Barack Obama has not stood on business. You remember when Kamala Harris was running for president? He talking to black men about voting. And he's behind should have went to the Hispanics. He should have went to the Asians. He should have went to all them other groups and told them that. Because when you saw the election results, more black men voted for Kamala Harris than all those other groups of men. And those other groups of men, especially Hispanic men, tend to suffer more under Trump, in which they are suffering now. With the deportations, the women too, but most of the men on these jobs. The Democrats to this day is still not telling them like that. They still kind of dealing with them with kid gloves. But if a black man questions anything with the Democrats, oh, you just need to vote. Oh, what's wrong with y'all? I know, like when I had questions last year about different things from the Democrats, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting people making videos and, oh, he getting paid by Trump. I'll say, okay, if I'm getting paid by Trump, please bring the FEC reports. Show me, because Trump would have to report that. Show me the super PAC, so anybody who's paying me, it's public record. But you can't bring it. Then I talked about Jasmine Crockett. Oh, they must have got to you. Is Jasmine Crockett paying you? Once again, go look at Jasmine Crockett. So if I say something that you don't like, I'm getting paid. Like I said, please tell them to send me my check. Trump, I guess, need to send me a check. Jasmine Crockett need to send me a check too. I guess they owe me some money. God forbid I'm an independent and I see things through that lens, and I don't believe in no Democrat or Republican Party. I believe in interest. God forbid I think that way. I must be getting paid. Oh, now you're going around Kamala. Okay, Kamala. Let's go about Kamala. Well, Kamala's situation. All she had to do, and I'm telling you, and I said it, it was two things that should have happened with that election, and she'll be president right now. She'll be president. Gavin Newsom screwed her. And I know he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Because it's interesting that all of a sudden he wants to create the office to determine reparations right after she loses the election. That was interesting that he did that. If he would have created that office and said, yeah, we're going to do this, and Kamala Harris would have followed up right behind it and say, hey, you get me elected, you help us get the Democrats elected, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the federal level, or you become president, support me, we'll do it. I promise you, Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party would have been in a better situation. What happened in 2024 is that the Black American community, Black American voters were very tired of being misused, tired of being just cast aside, and everybody else's agenda has been propped up, and Black Americans wasn't even looked after and just thought, oh, they're going to show up anyway, so I don't got to give them nothing. So it is the Democrat Party's fault at that time period, because every year is different. And Kamala Harris waited too late to talk to people. She did. She didn't go talk to everybody. By the time she started doing it, it was almost too late. So it was a lot of things done wrong that even she admits now that she should have did different. If you listen to her interviews now, she's saying that I messed up not going on certain interviews. I messed up not talking to these people. She admits it. So it's not nothing that I'm saying that she's not even admitting on her own book tour. But she could be the president right now if she'd have did certain things. Now, it would have been a harder feat because she only had 100 days. That's just realistically. She only had 100 days. Joe Biden kind of screwed her over because he know his behind was dealing with being sick. So he should have just got out after that first debate and just turned it over. They should have had a primary. Not even that. They just had a primary. And if people chose her, then that's different. Okay. So let's keep it where it's there. But let's send her back to Obama. Obama's still running around here doing his little meetings and all of that. He's with the Democrats talking this, talking that. I don't know why he just don't go home, chill his nerves in Martha's Vineyard. Look at George W. Bush. Do you ever see him anywhere talking for Republicans? Man, George Bush got an office. George Bush went to his ranch. He go do maybe his speaking engagements. You don't even hear from W. He minding his business. And shout out to him. He not getting involved with none of you. And that's what most former presidents do. They don't keep staying in the mix. They're like, man, I'm done. I ain't trying to fool with nobody. Forget that. They crazy anyway. You know what I'm saying? He don't do it. But Obama, he never looked out for Black America. He didn't. And Black Americans, including myself, was defending him at the time. We kind of had no choice because they were being so freaking anti-Black racist toward him. And even in the midst of that racism, some of us died because of him. What do you mean by we died because of him? Because them racists were so upset to see him in office with his children and his wife that they would take it out. Those racist police would take it out on us as Black America, and he didn't do nothing legislatively for Black people. He did a lot for the LGBT, though. I'll give him that. He was the LGBT president, but he wasn't a president for us as Black Americans. Every time somebody came out talking about the LGBT, he picking up the phone, calling them, talking about, oh, you so brave. He didn't do nothing for Black Americans. He put the LGBT flag on the White House. Remember that? He did that. He was doing that so much, it made me wonder. I said, bro, are you kind of on the DL? Because I don't see too many men who got a wife who's like, straight that be that hardcore about LGBT. I just don't really see that. I'm not saying you got to be discriminatory or have hate, but like, bro, most people don't get down like that who got a wife and who got kids, and unless you on the DL somewhere. Just call it, what it is. You say, Phil, they couldn't bring records showing that you were paid by Trump, but we all got records of Democrats paying other people millions. And I'm the type of person, if I get paid by somebody, I tell you, yes, they are paying me, and this is why they paying me, and this is the reason why. I tell you, I ain't got no problem with that. And you know how I get about anything. If somebody's paying me for something, okay, they paying me for something. It's business. That's how I look at it. But certain business I'm not going to get involved with. Certain business. Now, if somebody wants to advertise, that's just part of the media business. But they don't come here for that either. So I'm letting you know. So let's go ahead and continue, ladies and gentlemen.
And celebrate.
Did Jesse Jackson win? He never going to be able to win. Jesse Jackson, did he win?
You said.
Did he win?
Hold up.
Win?
You said we was dancing when Obama won.
Listen, y'all don't act right. Let me clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, he mentioned Jesse Jackson. We're going to get to the act right thing. Jesse Jackson, yes, he did run for president in the 1980s. He sure did. Jesse Jackson. Now, Jesse Jackson is a descendant of freedmen. Yes, he is. Okay, he is a freedman. But since Jesse Jackson's run, and he was very popular at that time period, we have not had no descendant of freedmen run and get anywhere near that. Okay, and we have noticed also with the Democrat Party, they really don't want the freedmen to be in higher levels of power like that unless we sold out. Their thing is they want to focus more on first generation immigrants than Black Americans. Why? Because they know true Black Americans that got to go back to our communities and that's never left, we going to get checked. See, in other communities, they don't have to worry about getting checked if they don't do certain things. As long as they do for their community, they're good. And we see that all the time. Now, he said that Black Americans don't act right. Really? Really, sir? You say you voted for Jesse Jackson? Okay. Really, sir? We don't act right? Okay, we don't act right. All right. So you in America telling a Black American we don't act right. Well, maybe you didn't act right in your own country, sir. Because maybe if you acted right and made a good life for the women, made a good life for the children, you could be in your homeland where everybody act right. But you're over here disrespecting the people that opened up the door and made listen, Black Americans kicked the door open. I want all immigrants who are not white to understand that. They did not want anyone here but Europeans. When you hear Trump saying that was actually a policy at one point in time in this country, he say, why don't we have more people from Norway come here? Why don't we have more people from Eastern Europe come here? Trump is flying in the Afrikaners, and do you know the Afrikaners are going back to South Africa? I knew they was going to go back. A lot of them are starting to go back. You know why? Because they got a great life in South Africa. See, they got to come over here and really get that. The first thing, the difference that they got to see in America, a couple of things really, was one, this group of Black folk, no. You step out of line, we knock your head off your shoulders. Over there in South Africa, they can get away with talking crazy I'm sorry, they can, to some of them brothers and sisters. Not all, but they can get away with a lot more than they can get away with it here. That's number one. Number two, the food. They come over here and eat this food. I know the first thing that happened to them, that their stomach was they were bloated, swole, didn't even understand why they felt that way. That alone right there, right? And it's so many different things that they were happy probably it was in more white people here, but they got a great life in South Africa. I knew they was going to go back. A lot of them were going to start going back. Why would you be here? I never forget that white man in South Africa told me he don't want to go back to his homeland in the Netherlands. He said he loves South Africa. I bet you do. Because you wouldn't be treated the same like you are down there. But Trump and Stephen Miller, they want more people like that. The Afrikaners, they want people, the Germans, they want all the European people to come here. That was U.S. policy at one point in time. And what Black Americans did in this country, because we are the leaders of human rights and civil rights, we said, no, you're not going to be just importing a bunch of y'all Our brothers and sisters in Africa need a chance. Our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean need a chance. Some of the Asians need a chance. Like, what are you talking about? Because the Asians that were here, they came to black communities. I remember the Vietnamese in Port Arthur. When a lot of them was coming, they moved to the black communities and started their stores in the black communities. I remember. Because a lot of Vietnamese was coming in the late 70s, early 80s. And a lot of them was coming straight to Port Arthur. And they were getting homes in my neighborhood, a black neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, Vietnamese people had about 10 people living in that house. I remember that. So a lot of the Asians came to our communities first, and then they moved out and went more so to the either mixed communities or white communities or whatever. Some of them got their own little areas, in which they do. Like even in Houston, they got their own areas, and that's cool. Do you? But they did not want y'all here. Black Americans didn't say, hey, could you let those brothers and sisters in? No. Black Americans say, you gonna do it, and I'm gonna kick the door down and kick the door open, and you gonna let them in here. And that's how y'all got in here, especially the man in the video. No, none of them were so benevolent to say, you know what, this isn't right, let the people in. When you look at the civil rights that we had gained, the human rights we have gained, we literally kicked butt to get it. Do you understand? After Dr. King was assassinated, we tore this country up so much that they thought this country was going to fall. That's how much we were tearing this country up. They don't teach you that in school. You can research what I'm telling you. Black people was tearing this country up. And King at the time wanted the Fair Housing Act because the way we were being treated with housing. And the moment King died, 7 days later, when black folks was tearing this country up, that Congress say, hey, let's do that Fair Housing Act. Anything else King was wanting at the time that he was talking about, we got to calm them down. And beyond which, with American history, that's the only way we got what we wanted. We literally had to make them do it. We couldn't go vote for nobody. We couldn't vote. Even immigrants that come here and get involved in our politics, and you have some black Americans that's kind of feeling a certain way about that. Because in our history, we couldn't just jump into politics. You know, we were killed for trying to run for public office. We were killed for trying to vote. We were beat up for trying to vote. And then you got people that come over here and just jump in our politics, and none of their family members died. Nobody got beat up. Nothing got blown up for trying to vote. But yeah, you come over here, jumping in our politics, talking wrong about things you don't know what you're talking about. And then you got the nerve to say something about black Americans when you did not spill your blood to vote, spill your blood to run for no public office. You coming here on a privilege. That's why some black Americans are starting to say, I really don't like to see him running for public office because, look, it's like me. If I go to an African nation, let's say I become a citizen or whatever of an African nation, I don't feel it's my place to get involved in their politics. Why? Because I'm not from there. And because I'm not from there, I'm going to stay in my lane. My lane is, hey, man, I appreciate y'all letting me get a citizenship or permanent residency. I appreciate y'all letting me have some opportunity to work with y'all, you know what I'm saying, and establish, you know, some business or whatever I got going on. I appreciate y'all. I'm not going to be a Candace Owens. I'm not going to be an Officer Tatum speaking against their stuff. I'm just going to be just happy and stay out the way. If they need me to support something, I'm going to support what the people say. I'm not going to do nothing more than that. I'm staying out the way because I don't want to overstep my bound and be offensive. And most black Americans who are living abroad think like that and act like that. We do. But with the other ones come over here, they want to jump in our politics, tell us what we shouldn't be doing. Some of them got the nerves to talk about we don't need reparations and all. I'm like, wait. Why are you even talking? Just go live your life and enjoy your life. Stay out the business, bruh. If anything, follow what Black America is saying, and whatever we get, it's going to trickle down to you anyway. So just follow what Black America is saying because we know this country way better than you. Why y'all talking about Myron Gaines? Yeah, that sort of thing. I don't see no Black Americans in anybody's country, no African country, acting like Myron Gaines. Nobody got a podcast. Nobody sitting in an African country talking crazy like that to them. Nobody's doing that, talking crazy about African women in their own country. First of all, they wouldn't put up with it. That I can tell you. They'll find out who you are and say, oh, what? And they'd have had a big outrage on you, and they'd have ran you out that country, if not got you arrested. That's how they get down. They do that quick. But in our country, Black Americans, we really don't do that. We let them talk. We let them be disrespectful, all of that. We let them do it. But in their countries, it don't last long. They will get you out of there. Yeah, you say, but couldn't fight to make the home better. Yeah. You know, all that talking about Black America, you know, Sudan is suffering. That's where he from. He don't speak on his homeland. He ain't trying to go back over there and do nothing for his homeland. He's not doing nothing. But that's the sad part. You got a platform, you got people watching, and all you sitting here talking about is females all day. Females that just I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what you want. That's is an audience for that. But bruh, can you at least use your audience a little bit to raise awareness about your homeland? What about the women in your homeland that's around the same age of women you like to talk to? You can't go talk about them, and no, they don't care. It's a cutthroat mentality. They do not care about their homeland. They say to hell with them. I'm over here in America. I don't care what happened to them in my homeland. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what people like him, they don't like you to bring that commentary to them about their homeland. Now, let's get back to this.
And you do.
No, yeah, that's all Obama win. That's a win. That's what
So you say the African Americans in America don't act right.
No.
And you do.
We do. That's Obama over there.
You racist.
I'm not. I like y'all, but you know what? That's the reality I'm telling you.
You're racist. You just like the white people.
No, I'm not white. I'm African.
No, you're like the white people.
No, I'm African. I'm African. You hear me?
So wait, you won't go get a diamond chain and wear around your neck?
Oh, wait, no, I ain't gonna wear. I'm not gonna show my underwear. Do you see me dress up?
Let me see.
All right. So that gentleman there is a very interesting individual. But here's the thing. If now let's get back to the delineation movement. Let's talk delineation for a minute. So when you're dealing with so many people like him, who's not trying to be in unification, right? That is division. That is division. Listen, it's not division to say, hey, I'm from a different country. It's not division to say, hey, we have different cultural norms. That's no division. Hey, we eat different food. Hey, we think a little different on this. None of that's division. But what is division when you come across and say, no, I'm not you. And I'm this, and you, and listen, it's not what you say sometimes, it's your attitude. It's the spirit behind what you say. And we can tell when you're trying to other yourself. We can tell when you're sitting up here thinking that you're better. We can tell all of that. We can tell. And because we can tell, now a lot of brothers and sisters saying, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all do you, and we're gonna be us over here. And then now it's, oh my God, you guys are being xenophobic. Oh my gosh, you guys are have hatred. Why are you spreading division? Now, in that video, was that unification that gentleman was spewing? Was that unification? How come he gets to get away with division, but the Black Americans just say, okay, you know what? We're gonna just chill our nerves and over here. Now, all of a sudden, it's division. Why is Black Americans the only ones that are being told about unification? When you unify with people, it's a two-sided street. It's not a one-sided street. It's not, listen, there's no such thing as a one-way relationship. It is a two-way relationship between two different people. And you may say, well, why do you keep talking about this? Because I do believe in unification. I do. I believe in unification in Black America. Yes. There's some Black Americans I don't want nothing to do with because they not own that, right? I want to unify with my brothers and sisters right here in America. If somebody in the diaspora want to unify and they on the right thing, I'll unify with them too. As us people in the diaspora, I don't want nothing to do with. I'm openly will say that because I can tell you from personal experience, I've done more with unifying with Black people here and the diaspora than any other thing I've ever done. And it's easier to unify with somebody than it is to bring a bone and carry a bone. I've had that experience in my own life. I understand there's some people that's good, some people that's bad. I don't want to be around the bad. I want to be around the good. But if you don't talk about these issues and problems, then they'll never heal. Now, he bringing his failed tribalism, and you know that's the thing I have, he's bringing his failed tribalism to America, and that's why he's here, is because if he would have actually had some unification in his own homeland with his own people, he wouldn't be here in America. The reason why a lot of them are here is because of lack of unity in their homeland. They don't want to come together as a people to deal with their corrupt politicians. They don't come together as a people. Listen, let me show you a brief history lesson. Do you remember the NSARS protest, right? They had in Nigeria with the Nigerian youth. And the Nigerian youth said, listen, we saw what Black Americans did with Black Lives Matter, and we're inspired by Black Americans to go at the SARS. Those police over there was extremely brutal, and they were killing Nigerians. They took it to the SARS police movement. What happened underneath that unification? They ended the SARS police program. Why? Because they came together as unity, as one at that time period. That's what young Nigerians did. You would have not ended SARS if all those young Nigerians would have fled Nigeria. You end things when you get together. Yes, some people gonna get hurt. Yes, some people gonna go to jail. Some people gonna die. That's part of fighting for freedom. But everybody can't flee. And those young Nigerians did not flee. They wanted to deal with the issue and problem. Now, the young Kenyans, they had a finance bill. They was going to put a lot of taxes on them. Those young Kenyans got together and fought against them over there. The police were beating them, shooting them, and everything else. They didn't stop. What happened? They stopped that bill to put all those extra taxes on Kenyans. They had to stand and fight. They couldn't flee. So unification works. Oh, it works. And God himself said in the Bible that if they come together as one, it's nothing they can't do. That's why the devil himself always trying to divide and rule, divide and conquer. The devil don't like unity. He don't. I believe in unity, but there's times you got to bring a sword to rightly divide the ones who are sewn in to keep the chaos and the unity going. And those who are constantly doing that, how you going to unify with those people? You can't. Now, there's some people say, I don't want to unify with nobody. I don't care what those people want. There's some people right now will feel I don't want to unify with them. Like, well, usually people that talk like that, you're not even unified with Black Americans. You're not. So I'm not even worried about that. That's not what I'm thinking. Because I think about how God says, if you come together as one, there's nothing that you cannot do. At minimum, come together with Black America and the diaspora. That's how I've always looked at it. I've got a whole lot more done, I'm telling you from personal experience, unifying with Black America and the diaspora than doing things without them. That is the truth. I cannot say that has not been my experience. Now, what did you say about Nigerians? Say some Nigerian groups prefer wanting to create a Nigerian political party in SA. Imagine that BS. It was crashed out. I mean, say Cape Town with no time. Well, I don't agree with that. I don't think they should create no political parties in South Africa. I think if they are South African citizens, maybe they can come underneath the leadership of South Africans. And if something's going to be good in South Africa, then they should vote that way. I don't believe nobody of a different, this is my personal opinion, I don't believe they should have a political party. There's enough political parties in South Africa. They don't need to go create no new political party. Come underneath the ones that's already there and take some leadership from the people that been there. Because they don't know nothing about no apartheid. They wasn't there. So, no, I don't agree with that. I don't. So y'all right about shutting that down. They need to come underneath y'all leadership. That's y'all country. Like if I was in South Africa and I was a citizen and I can vote, I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to see what party is good, and, hey, I'll vote with them. I'm not going to come in there and talk about, I'm going to start a party because I know better. I don't know better than nothing. I know about my country, America, but I don't know nothing about all that in South Africa. I studied a lot about South Africa, but I'm not going to go over there thinking I know better than them, because you come across as arrogant when you do that. Nobody like an arrogant person. Just like in America, we don't like, when we talk about foreigners getting involved in our politics and see the way we act about it, it's no different than them. So I treat others the way I want to be treated. I'm not going to go to another country doing that, and that's just that simple. No, you don't know your history, Black descents, because you don't have to unify with everybody. You just got to unify with the right group. Look at what brothers and sisters did during the civil rights movement. They came together. Now, every Black person came together. You need a small minority to come together and get something done. You ain't got to unify with everybody. That's never been the key to everybody going to unify. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's always been one person or a few people change the world. That's all it takes. It don't take much. It don't take much. So all that, well, no, you don't know what, man, I know about my people. I know about history. I know about what we have done. Do you think every slave fought on the plantation? No, some of them sold out. You know what I'm saying? Do you think every slave got with Nat Turner? No, it didn't. It don't take everybody. Sometimes it just takes a faithful few to change the world. And that's all you need. When you got the power of God on your side, you just need him and the faithful few. So I don't listen to none of that. Cause who was in the Bible? Oh my God, the name. Which character in the Bible you say all the men you got with you, if they go lick water like a dog, then don't take them. Which character was that in the Bible? Which character was that in the Bible? To get the cowards away. Because you don't need no cowards around you. I'd rather have 5 people with me that's gonna hold it down than 50 that's not no good. That's right. If God for you, who can be against you? That's right. You don't need everybody. Gideon. There you go. Gideon. And then the scriptures teach you that God don't change. You don't need a bunch of people. One person could change the world. One. Just one. I'm not perfect, but you know how many people have come to me and say, man, I've listened to you for years. Man, I started a business. I graduated college. One young man told me, man, I listened to you. I became a doctor, sending me his thing out of medical school. One person can make a difference. Man, I started a family. I did this. I grew up watching you. I did that. And I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. But one person can make a difference. Maybe saying the right word at the right time can inspire the right person. Maybe something I say can inspire a next leader of somewhere. I don't know. One person can make a difference. Don't ever think you cannot make a difference as a man, woman, or even a child. You can make a difference. There's been too many examples of people in history that's made a difference. Don't listen to the chatter, what you can't do, what you ain't gonna do. Just do what your mission is, and everything gonna be all right. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unify you away from here. How about that? But that's okay. We going to members only in January 1, so it's good. So you get it out your system, because January 1, that's where we going. So we're gonna have certain people commenting again. There we go. All right. Oh, no, that's okay. They gone. That's fine. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get up off of here. Thank y'all for coming by. And make sure that if you want to go with us to Brazil, we're going to put the pinned comment here right after there. You can check it out. I think it's $199 down for the deposit for Brazil.